people?
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Off the Ropes. Julian and George. What's up, Julian? My dude, man. A
Getting a
long
little
time
bit.
as always. We're
It's
getting a little
always
too
been a long
comfortable.
time.
Yeah, we're
Yeah,
getting
we
a little
are.
too comfortable with you know taking too many breaks in between these episodes.
It's okay,
But
bro. I mean, like I said, it just
we're here.
started off the year. We're back. We're back, man. I mean, boxing's back. UFC's back. Everything's back. It's just but let's kick off the show, man. I mean, I know everybody wants to talk boxing right now. It's been this past weekend actually. I think started off what's going to be a hell of a boxing year. All started off with Ropes and Concio. He actually responded how he responded to his first professional defeat. After his first professional defeat, he came out and fought an undefeated contender in Javier Martinez.
Hmm.
And let's say this: he actually he showed the world, that it wasn't a fluke in his eyes. That he really did beat Oscar Valdez. He really thinks that. Um, what was your take on this fight, George? I mean, I know this was, like I said, this one really caught my eye more than the bigger fight that went on that night.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, welcome guys back to Off the Ropes. Me and Julian, we bust our butt, and we're definitely going to be doing this more often. But back to this, man. For me, this Conceiqao Martinez fight, leading into it, you know what? There were, to me, the way I saw it, there was two sides to this, right? There was the Martinez uh promos. There was more Martinez promos than there actually was for Conceiqao, um, which was pretty sad because you wanted it to be fair, right? You wanted to see them be fair with with both guys.
Promotion, yeah,
Yeah,
promotions, everything.
yeah, you wanted them to be fair with Conceiqao and Martinez, but it's like it was a coming out party for Martinez. He was a little unknown. We know, from what I understand, he came from TMT, correct?
Yes, he did.
Yeah, he came from TMT, coming over to Top Rank. He's got a backstory. It's kind of like they forgot about Conceição. But hey, look it. He showed out. He showed what he was about. He actually did really well. Was I surprised? No, I actually, unlike the odds actually have Martinez the favorite.
Winning, yes, favorite by it was like 4-1, pretty
Yeah,
much.
yeah. They actually had him the favorite. Me and you, we were both like, you know what? Absolutely not. Like, we definitely see that Conceição is actually, he's legit, man. He actually is a legit contender. You see him in there with I mean, out of all the bouts, WBO, IBF, WBC, WBA, he's ranked anywhere between 1 and 10,
Yep,
and,
for sure.
and he deserves everything that is coming for him.
Excuse
Um, I had it, obviously, him losing the third round, which was where he got rocked. He got hit with a good left hook.
me. Yeah,
Um,
big
but
time.
I had Conceição winning this one, man, for sure. What did you
I
think, Julian?
no, I definitely had Conceição winning this. I mean, like I said, I was able to speak to him here in Tucson after the defeat to Oscar Valdez, of course. Cool dude. Like I said, just a humble guy. At 33 years old, I mean, he contends. What can we say? I mean, he's a contender. He doesn't back down. He doesn't shy down from anything. That's the reason he was undefeated going
Hmm.
into the Oscar Valdez fight. Yes, controversy. You
Yeah,
know, you know.
absolutely.
I
Yeah.
mean, we hear it from different angles. Uh, Artman, I see you. Uh, but like I said, I mean, we definitely see it from different angles. Uh, Conceição, like I said in the Valdez fight, the jab, he kept to his game plan. Actually, if he had stuck to his game plan, he possibly could have actually came out victorious against Oscar Valdez.
Hmm.
But I mean, that's actually been said by a couple guys, like Andre Ward, Tim Bradley, just that. And they were actually wondering how he was. I was actually myself too, wondering how he was going to react to his first loss. Was he going to stick to a game plan and get lazy again,
Hmm.
or what were we gonna see from him. But the whole night, I mean, I thought he was in control, other than that third round.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I definitely seen that as well. I seen that he was fighting his fight. I don't know if it was Martinez and the bright lights, if that's what if or the pressure. Maybe it was the pressure on Martinez that
He's
he
still
he couldn't
young.
handle.
He's still young. Please,
Mhm.
like this. I
Yeah.
mean, I'm not gonna take nothing away from Javier. Uh, he did do what he had to do. I mean, like I said, this takes a lot of guts to get into that ring, especially with the caliber fighter of Conceiqao.
Hmm.
I mean, like I said, Conceição's been in there with the champion, which is Oscar Valdez, which we're still waiting on him to sign a contract or whatever it's
Yeah,
saying.
yeah.
But
When he gets
anyway, but like I said, like I said, I mean, Martinez made his debut with Bob Arum.
there.
I mean, the kid is still green. The kid could still make a run at this whole thing. You know, when it's all said and done, we may be even talking about him 2 years down the line. You know,
Hmm.
what do you see for Conceição? I mean, do you see? He said he trained very hard in this fight because he wanted to actually get another shot at Oscar.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I mean, if you look here, obviously, boxing scene, these are the champions
Hmm.
across the board, But the biggest one to him, obviously, we know and everybody knows is Oscar Valdez. He really feels, and a lot of people actually agree with Conceição that he did enough to win the fight. Um, to me, like it's still, I still don't like to score the fight, man, because Valdez,
He's a He's a Tucson
Tucson boy,
boy.
yeah,
We don't like to see that, but hey,
but
I mean,
yeah,
gotta
fair
give
is fair,
credit.
man.
Gotta give credit when it's due. I mean, I
Yeah,
did watch
fair
it
is
again.
yeah, exactly. Fair is fair. There's times where I'm like, okay, Conceição edged it out. Okay, Valdez edged it out. But it's already over, said and done with. It's already official in the books. Valdez got the win, and I mean, I would love to see the winner. Of course, I would love to see, of course, Valdez and Conceição rematch, but he's asking for the winner of Shakur Stevenson and Valdez if that fight
Valdez.
does get if that fight does get signed. But again, here looking here on the screen, you see all the champions. There's plenty of fights that I see that he can actually do really well. Um,
I
I
think
mean,
just to make a name for himself in this division, he can do it.
he definitely could, man. He's definitely got the skills.
He has the
He's
hand
a good
speed.
boxer. He takes a good. I mean, he took a good shot. He didn't go down. He got rocked a little bit, but what fighter doesn't get rocked? Um,
Exactly.
you know what? A really good fight to me would be. I would like to see between the winner of him and between Colbert and Gutierrez. We know that fight's coming
Oh
up, correct?
yeah,
Like in the
that's
next month
by
or so.
February 26th.
Yeah, so that would actually be wouldn't be too bad to pick to pick the winner out of those two because that fight is a little bit closer than if the fight in April gets made. At least he could stay busy. That would be a really good fight. Um, that would be a good another good backup, a plan B for him, if anything.
Yeah,
What,
for sure.
what about you, Julian? What do you see for this guy, man?
I could see him fighting the winner of the Colbert Gutierrez fight as well. I mean,
Mhm.
if Colbert wants to make a name for himself too, I mean, and Robeson, I think that'll be a quality fight to put on a good undercard. You know, down maybe later in the year
Yeah, 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 for
or
sure.
middle of the year. Because well, he's already in the mix for the title eliminator already, so he already won that.
Yes, he did.
So I mean, he's gonna get the winner regardless, unless some bullshit happens. You know,
Hey,
which usually does. I mean, usually does in this sport, especially with
yeah,
the WBC.
yeah. And then Top Rank put on is it as always. Top Rank always puts on these good fights with these young guys. You got
We
the
love
Xander
him.
Zaya, you see Berlanga, there's J High Tucker. There's so many young guys that come out of Top Rank, man. And there was a couple guys actually that happened to fight this weekend. Me and you again, we like to discuss briefly before we come on, and we had a little segment called the
Futures corner.
the future corner, man, or the guys that stuck out to me and you the most. Um, I feel right here, man, off the rope standouts. We both agreed that Choo Choo and Tiger Johnson got a big future, man. Those two guys really stood out to me the most. Both guys have two fights. Tiger
Hmm.
Johnson, like you said, he fought an undefeated guy, which I wouldn't say he was tested, but it was definitely a good competition. It was definitely worth his win.
Yeah, it was. Shout out to the guy that came out of New Mexico. I mean, you don't see very many fighters come out from New Mexico. So,
You know, unless you're an MMA fighter,
yeah, literally.
unless your name's John
Literally.
Jones or Holly Holmes.
No, that is true. That is
Yeah, yeah,
correct. Yeah, but
yeah.
I mean, Tiger Johnson really stood out to me. I mean, from his last fight, from getting cut open to coming back in this fight, I mean, he showed his poise, he showed his jab, he showed his Olympic pedigree.
Hmm.
I mean, the same thing with Shushu on your end. I mean, Shushu's one of my favorite young boxers right now.
Yeah, you were the
Uh,
one that put me onto him, man. Like
yeah, I
young
mean,
too, out of the Olympics.
yeah, I knew exactly who Shushu was. I mean, from the Olympics, and I mean, this kid, I mean, he's gonna be making some noise.
Hmm.
I give it a couple more years, 3 years down the line. I mean, we're gonna be seeing him in on these cards.
Yeah,
You know,
man.
on these bigger pay-per-view cards. These bigger ESPN Plus cards. Stuff that these kids are gonna deserve. Further down the line.
Yeah, dude. And you know what we're seeing too with Top Rank, right? You see again with this young talent that they have that they come out with, Keyshawn Davis, Xander Zayas. These two guys, for instance, you see them. I wouldn't say you fast forward their career, but the skill is there. Like their overall boxing ability is there. Like where you can see them within less than 15 fights, actually maybe fighting for a belt, like if it's possible. I mean,
I mean, look at Lomachenko. Lomachenko in his second fight,
dude,
third fight. I
absolutely,
mean, he gotta. I mean, that's showing you something. I mean, the amateur pedigree. The amateur pedigree. I mean, comes in and plays a big part in professional. I
exactly.
mean, you see it a lot. I mean, you see it from Frank Sanchez. You see it from Alexander Usyk.
Hmm.
I mean, you see it from these fighters that have actually fought and fought and fought and learned in the amateur. And it's carrying on. And like, you see it with Shushu. You see it with Tiger. And you see with a lot of these boxers coming up right now that they're they're ready for this level.
Yeah, they definitely are. And look at the names in their division. You know,
There's plenty
sh-
of names in that
look
damn
at the
division.
names, man. Gary Russell Jr. You just lost to Maxio, Ray Vargas, Conlon, Santa Cruz, Wood, Kiko. Emmanuel Navarrete, all in the bantamweight, dude.
Yeah. And then
It,
while
it-
you have the welterweight division too, I
exactly,
mean, I mean,
exactly.
Tigers going into the one of the biggest divisions in the league, man, in well, the league, should I say, in the sport, and I see him being successful, like I said, I mean, he's still green in this pro boxing thing, but when it comes to amateur, this kid could possibly get a title shot early in his career, depending on what happens with these fighters, such as Spence, such as Terrence Crawford,
Yep.
Ugas, I can go on. The list goes on in this division for him. I mean, and I'm pretty sure he knows that too.
Yeah, exactly. He
You
knows
know,
what he got. He's getting himself into. He's coming into a stacked division. He's gonna be of the new faces at that division at 147. He'll
yes, he will be.
he'll come in right like at the prime of Ortiz and Ennis, I believe, like in the next 2 years, maybe
Oh,
two,
that's
3 years.
I give it that.
Yeah.
I do give it that.
And then moving on to the second fight that we both watched. I watched live. It was the Mackaboo versus the Machunu. We could kind of go over this one a little briefly, but hey, man, it's all over the internet. It's all over YouTube. It's all over Twitter. It's all over boxing scene.
I
Not a
mean,
lot of people were impressed. Not a lot
I
of people were
mean,
impressed by Mackaboo.
can we say this is the most one of the most debatable fights? I mean, Don King. Can we just say Don King's back, everybody? Don King is back.
Yay!
I mean,
There's
I
only one
mean,
Don King.
yeah. I mean, we still love the dude for putting on big fights. I mean, I understand Makaboo is one of his big fighters. He
Mhm.
promotes him very well. He has been promoting him, I think, for 5 years now, 4 years or something like that.
Yeah, I believe so.
But debatable win is an understatement. I
Yeah,
guess you could say.
yeah.
I
I
mean,
mean,
I mean, I mean, kind of like in a speechless way, but like Mackaboo in my eyes won one round,
Yeah,
and I think that was like the seventh or the eighth round. I think the eighth round it was the eighth round when that's like the only one, the only time he actually put pressure, on Mchunu, but Mchunu had the jab working for
yeah,
him the
yeah,
whole night. He had the
exactly.
jab, even at close range. I mean, he was sticking, popping the head back. Um, but
He boxed. He boxed
yeah,
really good.
exactly. He boxed. He outboxed him.
Hmm.
But like we said, I mean, Don King card, Don King sway, Don King. Uh,
Good old Don King. Yeah. Hey, I mean, to begin with, man, I watched it, and I don't even know if it was the stream that I ordered or what the hell, but it just looked like low budget. It looked like I was watching a rerun, and then
oh, the
in
fight
between,
TV. Yeah,
yeah, and then in between the fights, they showed a Trinidad fight. I don't remember which one it was. So like, I was trying to figure out what the hell was going on. I thought maybe it was an error, but then when I came back to it, the co-main event started. But to begin with, dude, like I said, it was the setting of it. It looked like it was inside a high school musical band room or a gym or an auditorium. Um, as far
no,
as
well, it was in Ohio, like some small town.
yeah, yeah, no disrespect, Ohio.
Yeah,
I
yeah. No
mean,
disrespect, you guys have some fighters out there. I
yes,
mean,
you guys do.
like they say, Ohio runs boxing. I'm one of the casts that I follow, so I mean, I love y'all. Don't worry.
Yeah, yeah. And then back to Don King. From what I understood, Makubu is his only champion, and I could be wrong, but this is what I heard earlier as well. Listening to one of the shows, I remember what show it was. It might have been
Since
Ring
Tyson, I
IQ.
guess you could say.
Yeah, it might have been Ring IQ that was mentioning that Makabu was the only. I could be wrong. I apologize if you didn't, but I think I want to say that Makabu is the only champion that Don King has. Um,
Currently,
yeah, currently, and I agree with you too. Back to breaking down the fight. Machunu boxed really well. The first fight that they had, he was pretty much doing the same
the
thing. He
same
was
thing.
staying
Yep.
away. He was staying away from Makabu's power. He boxed really well. He did get hit with a couple shots, and then I want to say maybe about the seventh round is when you see the urgency start to happen, where Makabu probably in his mind he's like, this fight is a little closer than it should be,
It
and he
wasn't even
decided to step
close.
up on it. Yeah, he decided to step on it a little bit. I gave him 2 rounds. I was being generous. I was giving him the
Okay,
benefit of the
okay.
doubt because he was
I
champ.
guess you could say I give him the third round and the eighth round. That's about
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
That's about it. But I mean,
Sheesh.
uh, like I don't know if you just want to go into it, into the next topic with this because it is gonna lead into it. But I
Yeah.
mean, what does this mean for Marquebu and Canelo? I mean, does Canelo is Canelo actually going to? I mean, Canelo will kill this guy. I'm so sorry. I'm just gonna say
Hey,
this now. Like
talk, brother.
he's
Talk, brother. The mic is
like,
yours. Tell me what you're thinking.
like this dude will, especially with the jab working so good for Machunu. I mean, Canelo has a harder jab than way harder jab than that, and Canelo comes and he follows up with combinations, power hand, power right hand, power hook. I mean, this guy has it. I
Yeah.
mean, we know this. We all know this. I mean, is Marquebu next? Uh no. If I was Canelo and Reynoso, no. I don't think this is a this like this. I could maybe later on, but right now, I mean, Canelo could pretty much do whatever he wants because he's like the franchise champion, a WBC champ. So he could pretty much choose whatever belt he likes,
Yeah. You're
to
absolutely
go
right.
after. But he, I just if I was Canelo, just stay away from this fight because I mean, I think the world knows what you'll do to this dude.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, man. And for me, yeah, this fight, yeah, it definitely should not happen next. Of course, them both sharing, the WBC, Canelo being the franchise WBC champion. And he really wasn't the one to begin with to say he wanted to go and fight cruiserweight. He listens to whatever Eddie Reynoso says. He puts his trust in anything that Eddie Reynoso says. So he says, "Hey, you know what? We could get this belt too." So he kind of you know took it in and said, "Okay, why not? Let's give it a try." But I don't really think it was on his radar. I don't, as you've seen some of the tweets like the last couple of weeks, I don't think Makabu's name was really mentioned.
Not at all.
There was more names, of course, the obvious, the Charlo, the Beterbiev, the Baval. Those are the main. Joe Smith Jr. You add him into that equation as well. So those were more names as Macabu. I mean, if Canelo was the fight, Mackaboo next, or sometime in the next year or so,
It's a
I
free
mean,
belt.
it wouldn't hurt his legacy. Obviously, it would be like, boom, you just collected another bout. But I really don't think he's gonna. I don't really think he'll do it. I mean, if he does, it may be later on down the line, and by then, who knows? Mackaboo might not even be the WBC champion at cruiserweight.
No, no, heck no. I mean, I don't see him winning. I don't see him winning the next fight, especially with a bigger opponent, somebody with a bigger output, of punches, stuff like that. I mean, I just don't see him. How the hell is he winning? I don't know,
Yeah.
but like I said, it's the Don King thing. So
Yeah, and then real quick too, like with Don King, you just saw what he just put on for that show there in Ohio. It was a small setting. Like,
yeah,
does he really have the money to bring in a Canelo, or is he gonna have to get like a loan, or is he gonna have to co-promote with somebody?
yeah,
Because
like it was in.
someone's got to pay for Canelo.
I think it was in Warren, Ohio. I mean, I've never really heard of Warren, Ohio, but shout out to the people in Warren, Ohio who got some boxing.
Ohio's got some boxing.
Yeah, they got boxing.
Yeah, yeah,
So I mean, but hey, there's been a lot of replacements going on in the
exactly,
last
man.
couple of weeks. I mean, we had Estrada having to pull out only because of COVID. Also, we've had Carlos Cuadras' opponent.
Yeah, some Reeves eye.
Yep, yeah, they both had to pull out, because of illness. But what a freaking! I mean, the replacements for both of these fights. I mean, you have Jesse Rodriguez, who's coming off a signing with DAZN on Saturday. Coming in here to actually fight Carlos Cuadras. I mean, this kid ain't no joke, man. I mean, he could. I feel he could win this fight. I really do. I really see. I really do see Jesse Bam Bam Rodriguez freaking beating Carlos Cuadras. I mean, the kid
Hey,
is 14. He's 14-0. I
yeah, man.
mean, for a reason. He has 10 KOs. Um, he was originally scheduled to face Fernando Diaz.
Yeah,
Before this, but I mean, the Cuadras. I mean, the more veteran fighter. At I think he has 39 wins. Yeah, 39 wins he has, and he can. I think this fight will actually show Jesse's potential.
it definitely will, man. And, like you said, it's going to be the youth versus, of course, Cuadras with so much experience, man. Like he's fought in the guys.
Yeah,
He's
but
fought.
Cuadras is a real Mexican chin, right? He's a real Mexican fighter.
Yeah,
He's taking shots. I mean, it sucks for what's his name? Or Rungvisai, right?
yeah,
Correct?
Rung
That,
Bizai.
if I said that right?
Yeah, Rung
I
Bizai.
mean, he's a well-known veteran as well. I mean, he has 50 wins too. So, I mean, it was not like Cuadras was fighting some kind of journeyman. I mean, these guys pretty much made their way up. I believe they both won their last three fights, and that's the reason they're here.
Yeah, exactly. And again, back to the experience and the youth. Just to name some of the guys that Cuadras fought. If it's any
And there
guys
was
are
a
not familiar.
that would have been a rematch too, by the way. Just letting you
Yeah,
know.
for some of the guys out there that aren't really too familiar with it, with Cuadras' career, he's fought in Estrada, he's fought in Chocolatito, he fought with Williams Arroyo, and of course this was a rematch. Some
Mm.
Reeves, some god dang it, some Reeves eye. But yeah, dude, we're really gonna see what Jesse can bring to the table, being a young guy. Um, it's
I think
happening
he's
this
ready.
weekend.
I think he's ready.
Yeah, it's happening this weekend. Like you said, he was scheduled to fight Diaz, so it wasn't like he wasn't like he wasn't a ready replacement. He was already training, and I'm sure he was already coming around to the end of getting ready for that fight. But
And
Carlos Cuadras,
this is in Phoenix too, by the way.
yeah, Carlos Cuadras, man, this is gonna be a really good fight. And it's also on the zone card, and
Yep.
the zone card is stacked. We'll definitely break down that card this later on this week once we get to it. But they just added some more fuel to that fire. It's a damn good card. But if I have to pick, dude, it's you know what, I always go with the experience. I don't think Cuadras is quite past like
It's
that.
prime.
Yeah, he's not past his prime. He's lost some fights, but I mean, again, he's that tough Mexican guy. Rodriguez, I think he's as ready as he's gonna be.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's gonna be as ready as he's gonna be. So
Well, he's always ready, especially on his Instagram. This kid looks good. Sparring looks good. Everything.
yeah, so good luck to Mr. Jesse Bam Bam Rodriguez.
Yeah. Hopefully,
Let's
get
see
you
what
on the
he can do.
show, man. Right after this,
Yeah,
hopefully you show out, man. I
yeah,
mean,
that'd
we
be nice.
also have Julio Cesar Martinez filling in for Estrada, man. I mean, I saw this and I was like, oh man, I put a smile on my face because this fight might be a banger. I mean, we're talking about Estrada and Chocolatito going at it the first two times. I mean, this could potentially be the same type of fight.
Yeah,
I mean, fireworks from start to finish.
and that's
Man,
what got the attention of all the boxing fans is when like as soon as this was announced. I think honestly, I think the replacement was mentioned first before they said that Estrada was out, and that's what got the people. And I'm not gonna say they forgot about Estrada, but they were like, man, if there's gonna be a replacement fight, someone that's gonna fill in for Estrada, I mean, why not this guy? He just fought right, maybe like less than a month ago. I think it was like a round and a half of just excitement. And Chocolatito, he doesn't back down, man. His style of fight, he's there.
come forward
Mhm.
and keep throwing.
He stays in the pocket. I love his style, man, and he was a fan favorite. I mean, he's fan friendly and friendly to a lot of the people that watch boxing. I think 2014 or maybe 2013 to about like 15, 16, like he was ranked one or number two as pound for pound. That I
Yeah, I
do
mean,
remember.
he's a God graceful man. I mean, he's always thanking God, for everything that's going on.
Hmm.
I mean, his last fight, he kind of complained a little bit. He really thought he won that fight, but we all know who won that fight.
Yeah,
I mean, I had to start winning that fight by 2 rounds. That was a very
I
close fight for me.
yeah,
Very
and
close
hey,
fight.
that's the beauty of boxing, right? Like we both are going to see it differently. I thought Estrada. I I thought otherwise. I definitely thought Chocolatito won that one closely. You
Yeah,
know.
like I said, I give it to Estrada just because of the seventh and I think it was the third round.
Yeah.
And that's the only reason. But like I said, I mean, this one's gonna have some fireworks, people, and be ready for that one too, because that one's possible. I mean, we always talk about fights of the year candidates. I mean, this could possibly be up for it too.
Yeah.
I mean, to
Speaking
start the year.
Yeah, and speaking of fight of the year and big announcements, we were blessed with the announcement of Katie Taylor versus Amanda Serrano happening April
Beautiful.
30th, bro.
April 30th in Madison Square Garden,
Madison
people.
Square Garden. Yeah, and two of the biggest, I want to say
Women, female.
not the biggest, but in New York demographic, Irish and Puerto Rican, like those are huge right there. Like I believe those are like the biggest fan bases in New York. Some of the biggest, if not the two top, I would say.
Agreed.
But dang, man, I mean, what can I say, man? This is a fight that's been mentioned as of last year or last year.
We called
Um,
it.
we called it. Yeah, I was actually watching some of our episodes earlier today, and I wanted to clip the moment where we both were like. Actually, it was right when we were talking about Woman Fight of the Year, and we both decided to pick
Yeah,
Katie Taylor
Katie Taylor.
because we thought she was a little bit busier. And not to take anything away from Serrano because she did her thing. She did exactly what Serrano does. She in there dominates one sided fights. But you're right. If we didn't call it, everybody was expecting this to happen. I'm glad it happened. So
I think it's
again,
good for the sport. I
for the
think it's
sport,
good for
man,
the sport. It's
absolutely.
good. It's good for female boxers This is good. I mean, moving forward, these are two of the best. These are actually two of the most talented female boxers today. And we're talking skill set wise, we're talking power wise, we're talking everything wise. I mean,
Yeah.
their conditioning levels, of course, we always question on
Mhm.
every because females come out, they just bang it out. I mean, I don't think I've ever seen a female boxing fight that. I mean, this past weekend too. I mean, we had what's her name, Pink Tyson, and
Oh,
bro,
yeah,
I mean, bro, like these two girls were freaking throwing, bro. I mean, that's every woman fight though. That's every female boxing match. I mean, that's what I love about female boxing matches. I mean, unlike the males, we have to fill out with the fill out rounds. You know, these girls just give the finger and let's do this. Let's go. Let's go. I mean,
they're like, "Feel this."
yep, they pretty much show that. I mean, I think they got more balls than the dudes. You know,
Yeah.
when they come in here, I mean, anybody who steps in the ring, honestly, obviously has more balls than anybody.
Hey,
But
dude, absolutely, man,
these
absolutely.
women, please, please, I beg the boxing world. I mean, I don't give a damn, you know, what people say or think about women's boxing, but this is what's I think is gonna break through, you know, the next major big fight. I
Oh,
mean,
dude,
there's so many more out there. I
yeah.
mean,
I mean,
we have Bumgarner, you have
Clarissa Shields fighting
Clarissa
this weekend.
Shields this
Yeah,
weekend.
Jessica McCaskill, Michaela Meyer, you know, Cecilia Braukis,
I
Savannah
mean,
Marshall. It's just
you have Adelina freaking La Cobra Reese. I mean, you have all these people, like all these women. It's like, where have they been our whole lives?
yeah. And I do want to say one thing though. There's very few channels that speak on women's boxing, and the one I see out there the most, homie out there, Ring IQ Julius, man. This I'm serious. Every morning I wake up when I get a chance, he's always bigging up the women's boxing, and that's exactly what women need. And he's got a good platform. He's got a really good platform. He just recently, I want to say he interviewed Ryan. I think her name is Megan Ryan. She has like less than 10 fights. She's a really good fighter, and dude,
She
and
has Sleepless in Seattle. I'm
no,
messing with you. I'm messing with you, bro. I'm
no, no, come on, Julian. Stay
messing
focused,
with you, bro.
brother.
I'm
Stay focused.
messing with you guys, man. It's
Yeah,
nothing,
yeah,
man.
no, and no, like I'm saying, like bring IQ, man. Like these guys, this guy right here, he puts the women on that pedestal, and it's beautiful to see because come on, man. Like we know the women are more exciting, even though
They
they're not.
deserve it. They
Yeah, they
deserve the
deserve it,
showing.
man. And and I know we were talking about this too about the whole Bob Arum comments. And it's pretty messed up because for one, he's got one of the top female boxers in the stable, Michaela Meyer.
To
For him
say
to mention
that,
that.
and to mention that women boxing is kind of irrelevant to men's boxing is kind of. I think that's a low blow, especially to your women fighters, you know, in your stable.
Exactly, man. Absolutely, man. So
Yeah, I mean that hurts me as a guy. I mean, as a big
exactly,
kid.
man. Exactly.
But this is a sport. I mean, this is like I said, it's kind of like the world we live in. You know,
Unfortunately.
like men, like women aren't supposed to do what men do. Apparently, these women are doing what the hell men are doing.
And better.
Yep. I
And I'm
mean,
just
more
being honest.
exciting, exciting.
Yeah, and I'm just being honest. They deliver, man. I don't think there's ever been a woman fight that I could say, well, damn, that
And
didn't,
that,
live up to the hype. It
yeah,
all
and
the
that goes
time.
to the UFC too. I mean,
Oh,
that transfers to UFC. I mean, we always had great fights,
absolutely.
upsets. I mean, just give these damn women some credit. Finally, I mean, just isn't a man sport. I mean, we have everything, all these sports. I mean, from even women playing football now.
Hey, right there. Who's she? Was she a kicker for Wake Forest?
Yeah, I think that's what it is. But hey, she's playing the
Hey,
game.
she's playing with the men, and hats off to you, ma'am. But we don't really. I know we said that we really didn't want to try to break down Bob Arum's comments. Everybody knows exactly how they feel. There's a very few narrow-minded, small pea brain guys that think that they agree completely with Bob Arum in saying that he thinks that women's boxing is not irrelevant. Absolutely not. He
Yeah,
should know more than anything. He's been around the fight game so long. But enough of that. Another fight that could possibly be April
April
30th.
30th.
Yeah, is these two guys right here, Oscar Valdez and Shakur Stevenson, man.
This is the fight right here. I don't. Shakur stating, signed the contract, but Oscar seems like he's not really worried about it,
Yeah,
considering everything he's doing, playing with his alligator, you
Steve.
know, doing his thing. I mean, it's Oscar Valdez. I mean, he's the champ. He calls the shots right now.
Yeah,
I mean,
It-
he's calling the shots. I mean, Shakur could say what he wants, but right now, I mean, it's all background stuff right now. It's all little things that are people don't see. I mean, I'm pretty sure Shakur's still young too. He still hasn't gone through this championship phase yet. I'm pretty sure. If he does, this fight does happen, and he does become victorious. He's finally gonna realize. Okay, now I know what the hell he was doing.
yeah, and it comes with the experience. I mean, obviously, boxing. He's definitely ready. And I believe the same
Definitely.
thing. Excuse me. I believe the same thing, man. Is um, it's the stuff behind the closed doors, ironing out different things, or who knows, maybe they don't have it on that same day. Maybe they just said, you know what, like this, let's give boxing a treat. Let's not try to make people switch in between channels or in between watching it on a tablet and a phone and a computer or a TV screen. But
Yeah.
at the end of the day, it's a business. It's
Yeah.
a sport. Bob Arum's gonna do whatever Bob Arum does and what he thinks is the right thing to do. But I believe Valdez is in no hurry. I mean, that fight's gonna be there. It's already mentioned that's gonna happen next. I
I mean,
don't
it's
think it's
still
a
they're
duck
training
yet.
already. They're both training. I mean, it's not like they're not training. It's just like a plant Canelo thing. They're still training. They already knew they're gonna fight each other.
Yeah,
So I mean, it's just a big. I mean, it's just a waiting game now. I mean, of course, we're still waiting on Canelo's big call.
yeah. We're still even waiting on Cambosos and what the hell's
Cambozo's,
going
yeah.
with that? Yeah,
I mean, but Haney. I mean, I don't know if you saw the post I put today, but I mean, but it pretty much stated, like Haney. Oh yeah, I'll fight you anywhere, any place. And now it's, oh well, I don't want to fight you over there. It's like you're not the champion, bro. I mean, Cambosos just got awarded the lineal champion. He's the champ.
millennial. Yep.
He calls the freaking shots now. I
Yeah,
don't
right.
care who you are. I mean, that goes for Canelo, Usyk, Cambozos. Right now, I mean, you have all the. I mean, McCaskill too, right? She's the one that has all the belts.
Yeah,
That the one? Yeah, I mean, you have all those four right there right now that can call the shots. Do whatever the hell they want. I mean,
absolutely.
if people have a problem with it, like I said, they're come get it from
Yeah,
them. I mean, yes, we're waiting on fights to be announced. I mean, I'm pretty sure you just saw what I told you earlier pop up on your ESPN right now.
yeah. You heard it.
Yep, I know you looked, and I know you're probably looking at me like, what the hell? Like, but yes, I mean, but yeah, we have another treat, another heavyweight treat. Tyson Fury, Dylan White, which got finalized. Big ups to Frank Warren, baby. I mean, I'm telling you, him and Eddie Hearn are something else.
Yeah,
They're, my eyes, both of those two are promoters of the year, pretty much, for making fights happen. Uh, all the smack talk that was talked between Dylan White and Tyson Fury, now they get to talk that in the ring.
yeah.
It's just,
Absolutely.
I mean, it's gonna be fun, right?
Yeah, and that whole ordeal with you know reports coming out that Joshua accepted for 15 million, and then now a report actually coming over the weekend that he was actually asking for an extra 5 million on top of the 15 million, and that right there just pretty much turned everybody off, and it just didn't go for him.
He actually reality rejected $25 million. and which I respect him for doing. You know, he wants his belts back. I mean, he wants his rematch. He wants his belts back. Give it to him for wanting, for not taking the easy way out. You know, of stating pretty much like, even though we still feel he's gonna lose, but will we get a different version of Joshua? I mean, we don't know.
Yeah, yeah, and
Um,
yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
but like I said, I mean, Tyson Fury, Dylan White is a pretty big fight. I mean, $41 million purse bid that happened here. I mean, get out of here. I mean, that's the highest purse bid ever.
Yeah, I think in the U is it ever or was it
I
UK?
think it was in boxing history. I read that
Holy
was a purse
shit!
bid. Yeah, $41 million for a purse bid.
Yeah, and a ten
I mean,
percent and a 10% bonus for the winner.
yeah, exactly. Which is additional 4.5 million.
Damn.
So, I mean, yeah, some fun. Like I said, the heavyweight division isn't done, people. I mean, I mean, got Usyk still. We still got Tyson Fury. I mean, will we see these two dance at the end of the year, which we want to see them dance?
Yeah, we
Uh,
definitely want to see it. Shit, man, and I'm with you on it, and it's pretty funny to see. I'm not gonna say all, but there's some people that are overlooking Dillian White like he's not some kind of threat. I mean,
he could box.
he could box and he could hit. That's the difference. And of course, there was again Mr. Bob Arum making comments as take saying that um, that he thinks Wilder. I mean, he thinks obviously um, White is more dangerous than Wilder, and
I
you know
think
what?
so.
I'm gonna agree because he's how could I say it, man? He's a double threat. Like he could bang plus he can
He has
box.
power. Yep, exactly. He has the power, and he has an IQ. He has a
Yeah.
boxing IQ. I mean, yes, Tyson Fury. We've seen Tyson Fury down. We've seen Tyson Fury get back up and win his shit back. I mean, he's never lost. There's a reason he's the king right now too. Um, just I see Dylan White knocking him down, just like Wilder did. But if he does, he needs to take advantage. Something that Wilder didn't do in the fourth round.
Yeah, and that's what makes Dylan White dangerous, right? Is because that dual threat. We saw
Hmm.
Wilder, of course, his stamina issues, and it just didn't begin with Fury. It began even before Luis Ortiz,
Yes,
and
it did.
and all he had, honestly, and everybody knows it was that punch that could change everything. Now, if you were to put a little bit better stamina, a little bit better boxing skill, like even if you were to implement some Dylan White boxing into Dylan White, man, I mean, you possibly can get a finish. You can have we would have seen Wilder been able to finish Tyson Fury.
Yeah, like just being that we're in the heavyweight division, I just want to talk shit to everybody that doesn't want to fight Hargovich.
Hey,
Seven freaking fighters already, people. Seven that don't want to fight this damn dude.
yeah, and you know
I
what?
mean,
And then speaking of some of the
that's
guys,
that's
there were
horrible.
yeah. Speaking of one of the guys,
Andy Reid's one of them.
Andy Ruiz, one of them, but there was also speculation
King
now
Kong.
that Joseph Parker obviously turned us down because now he's asking for a rematch against Andy Ruiz. He's looking to try to get a rematch with Ruiz there.
Yeah, but let's see how long that happens. I mean, Andy Reid is still coming off of that surgery. I mean, he's still. I mean, he's in the ring. He's back training already, but he's not 100%. So I don't see him taking the fight till probably the middle of the year.
Yeah.
But like I said, I mean, nobody wants to fight Hargovich. I don't understand why, but I mean, he is bad, and the dude hits hard. The dude, he could box too.
And you know what? I got to give it to him, man. Like he even says, he's like, look, he goes, I'm not gonna win all my fights. I might. You're gonna probably see me lose some of my fights because he wants to test himself. He wants to see himself against some of the top guys that are in there. And actually, I think the one of the guys, I don't know if he turned him down. That it was like a guy he fought in the amateurs. I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but I don't know if
But
that one. I don't know what happened to that. Did you hear about that?
no, but I just know that 7 people have turned that guy down, and it's just the damn shame. What is this shit, man? This isn't amateur boxing no more, man. You just
Yeah.
can't go out to the damn ring and walk out if you don't want to freaking fight. I mean, what the hell you a professional boxer for? So I'm gonna tell you right now. I mean, shit. I mean, that pissed me off when I read that today. I mean, you. I mean, fight. The guy wants to fight. It's for a belt. Jesus Christ.
Exactly, dude. I mean, come on. Like
Like,
this is boxing, bro.
do you not want a name? I mean, I understand heavyweight's a different level. It's a different level of boxing, but
Yeah, and you know
hey,
what? And heavyweight is hot. The heavyweights are hot right now. Like it may not be your '90s heavyweights, but this is 2018 to 2022's heavyweights right now. Like these. There's new guys. There's these guys right here, Fury, White. Like you can even throw
I mean,
Wilder name in there. He could easily.
Hargovich. I mean, we could just talk about him again. Hargovich. I
Yeah,
mean, everybody just remember the name, man. I mean, this dude's bad.
he is. He's definitely bad, man. He's a funny guy too.
Yes, he is.
The funny guy. I
The
remember his name.
Joker.
Yeah. Yeah. So, hey, man, again, I'm excited. This is getting made, and I believe this was already going to be made. I don't think there was no doubt in my mind and a lot of eyes that the Fury and White was not going to happen.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just building up, a big drama show, just trying to get the people talking, which they did already. But I think as far as Joshua, I'm with you on that too, man. I do agree now. I think about it that he shouldn't have taken that step aside money, and he never turns down a fight, man. If you think about it, I think he has one of the better resumes at heavyweight. Like he's pretty much fought in all the guys.
And he fought. I mean, yes, he fought an older Klitschko, but what did he have to overcome to beat that damn dude?
Death.
A knockdown, and freaking yeah, death. Pretty much. I mean, Klitschko's a freaking seven, what, freaking 6'11" monster, 6'9", where the hell he is.
He's
Yeah,
about 6'8".
dude is freaking huge, man. But anyway, I mean the heavyweight. Just watch out for the heavyweight division this year too, because we're gonna get a lot of fireworks too in that division.
Yeah, yep. So again, excited about that. And then, right here, getting to the last part of the last couple of our pieces of segments here. Um, we want to address obviously that these th- these are these are rumors. They're not set in stone yet. It's not official, but
But
we
Artur,
know of it. We know it's been talked about, and one of them definitely. I just got it on my message. You just got it on your message too. But before we get into that one, this one has been talked about for the last couple of weeks. Mr. Teofimo Lopez having connections to Team Canelo and having maybe Eddie Reynoso
Reynoso can't.
training. Being Team Canelo, man. Julian, what does that mean? Where is it? What does this do for Teofimo?
This is the best move I think he could have made.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this is just honest opinion. Why? I mean, I'm not just saying because of the Reynoso team. I'm not saying because it's Canelo's on this squad. I'm not saying because Ryan Garcia's on this team. Uh, I just after his last fight, you know, listening to Theo Senior, the way he was training his son, it wasn't the right game plan. It's like they weren't on the same page.
Yeah.
And I feel this move. I feel a move like this is going to elevate Theo's game. That's one. And two, this is going to put him back on a map. But I mean, where does that leave Ryan Garcia now too in this division? Because I mean, now that they'll be teammates. I mean,
Yeah.
unless something crazy wild happens with Ryan Garcia, I mean, I can't tell you anything. But overall great move. If I mean, most likely it's gonna happen. It's pretty sure it's happening. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's stamped already. And I just think it's a great move on the behalf of the Lopez team.
Yeah, absolutely, bro. Hey, was I sharing the same? Was I sharing the screens?
Yeah, very good.
Okay, cool. Because it looked like I wasn't.
Yeah, you're on there now. You
All right.
came back on, but yeah, I mean, I guess it's a good move, man. It's a smart move, professional wise, especially at this point of his career. He still has a lot left in the tank. just because he lost to Cambo, I mean, a split decision. I mean, it's not like he got his ass kicked. It's not like, and he was fighting with a punctured, pretty much a punctured lung, I mean, or a rip, a tear in his chest. I mean, it's not to put an excuse of why he lost, but
Mm-mm.
I mean, I just think this is going to elevate the Lopez camp and the Lopez team.
Yeah, 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 absolutely. I love the move, man. I definitely love the move, especially with so much shit that Teofimo Senior was getting. Oh, he's just self centered. He's worried about himself. You know what? I really wouldn't want to say that entirely, but I mean, we saw the corner. It was not good. It was not good instructions. His instructions were to go out there and fuck him up. There was no,
No,
hey,
no,
look
no
it.
in between.
There was no in between. There was no like, hey, regroup, slap him in the face a little bit, splash some water in him. Hey, regroup. Let's get this back. It was just fuck him up, fuck him up, fuck him up, fuck him up for 12 rounds. But I think I believe, man. Look at when you have a good relationship with your father, man, and they do have a good relationship. They're gonna listen to each other, especially if this is gonna benefit both of them, especially in the long run. Um, and the same goes with Devin Haney and his father and the guys that come into his camp. Those are good moves as well as Haney, and I believe Teofimo Senior sees, for them to elevate, like he needs to bring in some fresh eyes, um,
He needs this to
especially
happen. I mean,
especially from a guy that's actually come on, he's all about winning, and
some of the
and
trainer of
people,
the year.
trainer of the year, fighters of the year, knockouts of the year. Come on, like you said, the list goes on of champions and future guys, and Virgil Ortiz on there too. Like yeah, he's not going to be able to train. He's not going to be getting trained for his next fight, but it just happens that um they just don't line up. And I believe from here on out, you will see to make sure that Ortiz is lined up for the right fights, and there's no mishaps or them not being able to be trained by Eddie Reynoso. But again, dude, this is a damn good move as it is already. Teofimo is a very good fighter. I know a lot of people don't agree with that. Some people think he's overrated, which is stupid to believe or to even mention. The dude is not overrated. Come on, like
And it was a split decision that just happened. I mean, the guy played. He fought through an injury. I mean, like I said, he still showed out what he could
dude, and
going
look
through
it,
that.
and I was listening some to another channel, um, Punch Drunk was mentioning that there was a possibility that he wasn't even 100%. Like it wasn't even a
Two
50%.
weeks prior. Yeah.
Yeah, and we saw what happened. If that was what caused the injury or whatever it was, it sucks. Like I mean, it happens. We've seen it in MMA as well. Like just weeks before the fight, a stupid injury happens, but he's a young guy. He's gonna learn from it. Just like he's gonna
Hmm.
pick. Like right now, he's picking the right team to go with. And look at just the guys in that picture right there, dude. Come on, like that. Yeah, tell me that's motivation right there to
And
make
that
you
that
want to do absolutely your best.
and
And
that
he's
doesn't even include the smaller fighters under these guys. I mean, if you see
exactly.
this camp, this camp is amazing. This camp is filled with kids that are gonna. We're gonna see their names on these cards probably this year. A couple of them. Uh, but like I said, I mean, this team is about to become better. I
Absolutely.
mean, with the help of Teofimo, I mean, speed wise, this is gonna help Oscar. This is gonna help Ryan. This is gonna help, like Canelo.
Yeah.
Especially because the relationships there.
And you know what's cool now? I'm just now that I'm looking at the pictures of these guys is like there's different divisions of guys, right? Like you have,
Hmm.
we heard Canelo training with Sanchez. You've seen Canelo training with Ryan training with Oscar, and so forth. Like you just add another guy in there. He brings different styles, right? He can box.
Experience.
He's quick. He's fast. So like you can game for someone, especially like a Valdez. You bring him in. I'm not saying he's gonna fight exactly like Shakur, but he's got like the speed and good footwork that would help you see that in a real fight from training from Teofimo. So you mentioned it to me that we'll be hearing something really short, really soon. If it's a for sure, I love the move. You love the move. I'm sure people that are fans of the team and of Teofimo, they absolutely love the move. The move there.
It's a beautiful move by him, man. Like I said, all good luck to him. Whatever he chooses, down the line. But I think this is what you need, man.
Exactly. Absolutely.
And just a lot of rumor now, man. I mean, it's kind of starting to become a little real.
Yeah. Hey,
With the,
Coppinger got so much shit, right? Because
he's not supposed to report that the fight's gonna happen. But
yeah.
hey, there's a lot of talk with Charlo and Canelo.
Mhm.
Yes, uh, Reynoso's correct. I've said it too. He's gonna put some booties in the seats. He's gonna sell. It's a big demographic for Charlo. Fan wise, to me it just makes more sense. There's just been a lot of speculation that we will hear something this week, this coming Saturday, with the PVC fight. There's just
Mm.
speculation. It's nothing set in stone.
Hey,
Uh,
absolutely, dude. Come on, like, right? That's like the perfect timing. Like, it's a PBC fight.
yep.
Charlo fighting for PBC. Um, this just came out from Eddie Reynoso just actually yesterday, where he's mentioning that he prefers that fight,
Yeah,
and not
over.
just because it's Charlo, but like Charlo's a good name. And then what else can Canelo do at 168? He's already captured all the bouts. You got Charlo already mentioning wanting to go up to 168 or wanting to fight Canelo. What's the better way to get him to come up? And it's not like he's a small 168 fighter.
Oh,
He's
he's a huge 160. Freaking, he's a huge middleweight.
Yeah, yeah. So and it's funny because again, people want to call this a cherry pick. Come on, really, not too long ago, everybody was saying that he's
Saying
ducking.
Charlo's gonna fight him and Dax. Like, just
Yeah,
stop already. This dude got tagged by a slower fighter. What do you think Canelo's gonna do to this guy? I'm gonna continue saying that. I'm gonna say that till this fight happens, till this fight ends. Because we're gonna see that happen.
yeah.
I
And
have it. I have it. I have Canelo winning ninth round.
oh, you went up 2 rounds. I was just about to tell you. Like I
I
said, I
just,
was watching
I-
some of
I'll
our.
give, I'll give him a couple rounds. More rounds, but I just give it nine to be nice. To
You're being
make it a
very generous, my friend.
to make it a fight.
Yeah, and you
You
know
know.
what? So again, I'm gonna try to figure out how to cut some of these clips out from our previous episodes that we did, and that was gonna be the one that I was another one of the ones that I was gonna cut from it and put it out here to show what our predictions were. And you said 7. I said I give him a little bit more than 7. I was actually when I was listening to it, I was waiting to hear myself say 9 or 10. But I agree, it's gonna be a 9 or 10. I believe something.
Yeah, as much as his fans don't want to see it, like Charlo's fans don't want to see it. It's just what's gonna happen. We always talk about that. That's what he wants, to lose that zero, and that's exactly what's gonna happen because PBC needs the money to survive.
And what a big way too. And I think what did they say? 50 million?
Yeah,
Am I
50.
wrong?
Yeah, 50 million being Charlo getting 15,
Hmm.
and that doesn't include pay per view though. So
That's
I'm
not.
pretty sure Charlo will get 12% of pay per views. Canelo will get his 40, what he usually gets, and everybody else gets whatever else.
Yeah. Here you
You
go.
know,
Here's some sock money. I call it sock money.
shit, and they know what it is, but they got it.
Yeah.
but like I said, going back to the message we gotten that I shared with you earlier.
Hmm.
Of course, we just saw Artur Beterbiev just beat the living crap out of Marcus Brown after being intentionally headbutted, which I think he was intentional. Still fought through a huge gash. But now we have him versus the IBF champion Joe Smith Jr. This is pretty much almost a done deal. Lots of people are reporting this already. I saw it just from a buddy of mine, the top rank. And he's pretty much said that this fight was already being made. It's been being talked about for 2 weeks under wraps, and just get it done, man. I mean, we'll finally see what Joe Smith's made out of, and we're gonna find out if Beterbiev is the man that we expect him to be.
Yeah, dude, absolutely. And I mean, when you told me, I was like, okay, let's. I mean, shit, dude, what is a good fight? That's a really good fight. So I know a couple weeks back, at the moment of trying to figure out what was going to happen with Canelo, right? So those were the names that were thrown out there after Coppinger was shut down. That he said it was Charlo. They were like, no, it's gonna. There's Joe Smith Jr., there's Beterbiev, and there's Bivol, and that's at the 175. So people were assuming that would be the route that Canelo would take, was to go to 175. I agree too. I thought if he was gonna have a road to unify at 175, I would have thought we would have picked Joe Smith Jr. first, and then after fighting Joe Smith, then Bivol, because Beterbiev has the other two championship belts.
Yeah,
So
it's
you
the
create
WBA and WBC.
yeah, and
Joe
you create
Smith
a big
IBF, Bivol WBO.
and you create a big, I mean, absolute clash. The two bouts going at each other for unification. I like this, man. I mean,
I do too.
absolutely nothing wrong with this because,
Makes a
come
lot of
on,
sense to me.
yeah, better be even Joe Smith Jr. Joe Smith Jr. is like he's like your average. I'm not saying he's average, but he's like guys like us, bro. Blue collar, like hard working guy. Like he still worked and boxed at the same time. I don't think now, but still pretty recent. He was doing that. He was boxing and working a job, a construction job at that, not some desk job. Not some custodian job. This dude was
Yeah.
working hard labor construction. So
He's an American champion. That's all I'm gonna put it right now. He's
yeah,
an
man.
IBF champion. He's still a damn champion. He's an American. I mean, yes, we're American and we love seeing this shit. We love seeing American pride boxers. I mean, but yes, we do have our bloodlines. Freaking, I don't care if you're Mexican such as ourselves, if you're Native American, Chinese, black, it doesn't matter. I
Yeah,
mean, these dudes, I mean, Joe Smith, I mean, picking up he's grabbing his balls and he's saying, you know what, let's do it.
he's a humble guy, man. He's a
Give it
really
to
humble
him.
guy, bro.
Give it to him. I mean, I give it to him big time. But I think a fight like this gives Arthur Peterbeef more of a upscale for viewership,
Mhm.
and leading to, I mean, if he does win, I mean, now people are gonna be like, I want to see him fight Canelo, or, or somebody watch Bivol possibly fight Zurdo, which I'm hearing too. I mean, this is it's just so much news coming out right now. I'm pretty tripped out by all of it, and I mean, until we get further, more news down the line. I mean, confirmation, and I mean, of course we'll put it out there.
Yeah,
But I mean, the light heavyweight division is pretty nasty.
it absolutely is, man. This is a good one right here. A really good one.
I mean, light
Um,
heavyweight, you have Canelo. I mean, that's just stating. I mean, Canelo. You have Artur Beterbiev right here, Joe Smith Jr., Zurdo Ramirez, Dimitri Bivol. The list goes on in this damn division.
yeah, it's stacked and it's a good division, and Canelo coming into 168, he brought a little more light to it. I think I'm not gonna say the only, but I guess the name known champion obviously was David Benavidez until he lost his championship, until he lost his belts. But as soon as Canelo came on, he fired that division up. And same thing here with 175, right? You mentioned his name against some of these guys, and it's
Now
big.
everybody wants to fight him,
Yeah,
or
everybody wants
everybody.
it.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah, and and it's two sides, right? Of course, there's the payday, and then there's also I believe a portion of these guys that want a payday also want to show that, what, like I want to fight the best guy out there. I believe I can beat the best guy. While I'm fighting the best guy, let me make some money off of it.
Completely agree with that, bro. I mean, there's just these, like I said, these damn fighters right here. They're gonna about to light heavyweight division about to make noise. middleweight division's been making noise for the last 2 years.
Hmm.
The welterweight division is always going to stay hot, and well, I guess we could say until these damn dudes fight each other.
Yeah.
But right now, like I said, like the hottest division in the league, in the whole freaking sport is lightweight. I
Mm.
mean, that's by far the hottest. That's by far the hottest division in this whole sport right now.
Dude, oh man. Do you think, speaking of that division, do you think Haney and Cambosos gets made first, or is it Haney and Lomachenko, or Garcia's calling it? I don't know if he's serious about it, but he's throwing his name out there like he always does. Is that
Garcia, just like that guy said, he has more highlights on Instagram than he has boxing in the ring. I mean,
hey, Jake Paul's been more busy than this guy.
yeah, literally. I mean, no, literally. I mean, I'm not gonna put that down. I mean, it's the truth. I mean, yes, I understand the injury, mental health,
It's
but
unfortunate.
hey, dude, like just start fighting. Obviously you have enough energy to make these damn videos, and
Yeah,
so
because
why not show it in the ring?
yeah, yep, yep. And then here, um, Chad
Chad
Dawson.
Dawson.
I know, hey man. Eh, You know what? He has his own pizza place too,
Uh,
where he's from. I don't remember. I think it's Maryland or some place like back east. He has his own pizza place, and I was seeing like people were shouting it out on his Instagram. I wish I would have taken some shots of it, and I would have been able to present it. But
Chad
um,
Dawson and Vitor Belfort. I
yeah, I
mean,
just seen this, and you see who the concert guy is? Jason Aldean.
that's badass. I
It's
like.
legit. It's got to be legit, right? I mean,
Dang, he's gonna
either
freaking.
Jason Aldean's getting paid really good, or he's actually he's just as excited as some of these guys are. So,
A lot of people are gonna be riding that big green tractor that day.
hey, no, he's who wants to ride his big green tractor? You mean, um, dude? I mean, we were expecting De La Hoya and Beltfor, right? I mean, everybody
I
was
didn't
like,
even know this fight was happening, bro, till you even
they're right.
mentioned something today, and I was just like, okay, like this is hilarious. I mean, I understand Vitor Belfort knocked the shit out of Holyfield,
Yeah,
but I
Holyfield
mean,
should have been in that ring.
yeah, I mean, Chad Dawson's gonna fight back, bro. That's all I'm gonna tell you.
Oh yeah, you're gonna. And he's a boxer. He boxes. He don't. He
Yeah,
doesn't
really. He is a boxer, and I mean, Vitor Belfort tries to throw those million punches he throws in a row. I mean, he's gonna get caught.
he
But
is.
that's just that's a little comedy from us today, people. Vitor Belfort versus Chad Dawson.
Yeah. Hey, we're we're back in the boxing guy. Come on, Dawson. Like, do this up for us.
And right here, I mean, we have a little list of the fights going on this weekend. I mean, we mentioned Clarissa Shields versus Emma Kozin, Chris Eubank Jr., Liam Williams. What's his name? Luis Nery. A lot of people don't know that he's actually lost his last fight. It's a championship fight, so this is his first fight back from that. He
Is
does
there,
fight
was it? He fought Brandon Figueroa, right?
Brandon Figueroa, yeah.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, so I mean, this is his first fight since then. He fights Carlos Castro, of course, Leo Santa Cruz, man, right? Fair fighters, yeah, welcome back, bro. I mean, after that brutal knockout, I mean, I understand he went through a little bit of shit too. I mean, after that fight, I mean, debating to come back to the sport.
Mm-hmm.
You also have Keenan Carbajal out of Phoenix fighting him this weekend. Michael Carbajal's nephew, I believe.
I think so. Yeah,
Yeah, it's his
he's got
nephew.
bloodline really thick out there, man. In Phoenix for
Yeah,
fine.
big time. And then of course, I mean, Keith one time Thurman comes back, everybody, versus Mario El Azteca Barrios.
Yeah, and I want to shout out too Ring Walks. I actually took this from their Instagram, so anybody out there watching this video, go ahead and check out Ring Walks. They got some pretty good content, and I decided to take this because this is pretty much what this weekend's fights will be. We'll be discussing some of these fights here, of course,
Wednesday.
and of course at the bottom says and many more. We just talked about a fight that's happening this weekend: Cuadras versus Martinez.
Chocolito and drinking. I mean, all these fights are coming up, man. So everybody just stay tuned. We're having plenty of content coming now. So So let's just get this done, people. And I really appreciate everybody, for joining us today on the show.
Yeah, yep. Shout out to Chicano Prophet. Hey, what's up, my brother? Thanks for viewing and giving the thumbs up as always. That's a cool dude right there. We've been getting out there a little bit. I kind of been out there talking to some of the guys. I talked to Boxing Historian, cool dude, Kenny T. We're hoping to get some of these guys on the show later on. Even Coach Malachi from New.
Coach Trey Bate from LA. I mean, they have a lot of people, man. Just so many people out here that actually supporting us and what we do. Actually talk to us, and actually give us information that we actually need to give you guys. So
Yeah, and
shout out to all of them.
yeah, absolutely, man. Shout out to all these guys out here, and I appreciate everybody that I've conversated with offline or even coming on their show and speaking with them, getting some cool information. We're a new channel, man, and we're definitely really grinding this out. A couple of little things will change. Sometimes you'll see Julian running a brief episode, by himself. You might see me doing a brief episode at the end, sometimes by myself. But for the most part, when we actually put out episodes together, we'll be breaking down these episodes fully and in depth. But for now, we got to obviously stay busy. Again,
Give you
everybody.
guys the info that you need, man. So like I said, I mean, boxing's gonna be fun
Yes,
starting
yes.
this weekend. So we'll have more information for you guys Wednesday on these fights coming up. Like I said, we appreciate the love. I mean, shout out to Brawler 101, Reyes Boxing Academy, Southwest Boxing, Undisputed. Jeez Louise, I could just go on, even like the Boxing Inks here.
Yeah, yeah. Hey, and MMA people, please, like we're coming from.
Rise, Rise Plan,
Yeah,
Rise, man. I mean, can't forget about them.
yeah.
Toro fights. Everybody, watch out for little Toro, man. Fights March 5th.
Roslyn, don't forget
And
Roslyn Chinette.
Rosalind too, man. I mean, they're getting down. Henry Cahuto's boys are gonna be fighting here that day. So everybody, there's gonna be a lot of excitement.
Yeah,
So just shout out to our kids, man. Like all our young talent here, our professional talent. Like I said, first time, like first timers. Like I said, Toro, good luck, brother. I mean, I'll be there. George, hopefully we can get there. I mean, I understand you're gonna have a child here pretty soon, so
oh yeah,
I know it's gonna be hard for you these next
yeah.
few
No,
months
no,
too.
no worries. We'll definitely figure something out. And then also, hey, to the people out there, follow us on Instagram. It's at boxing underscore MMA. I mean, it's off the ropes underscore boxing MMA.
Today, Junior.
Fuck you. Uh, Twitter too. We got the Twitter page going on. Like, subscribe to our YouTube here. Share it with people. Like it. Whatever you want to do, man. We're out here just doing our best, doing what we love. It's our passion: boxing, MMA. Julian, my brother, have a good night, man. We'll be talking to you soon. We'll see you guys Wednesday. Stay tuned for
Tucson.
our next episode here Wednesday. So.
Yeah, Tucson, man. We got you, man. We love y'all. Boxing world. Stay tuned.